That is why some people describe the Prophet ﷺ. We have in Sudan Sheikh al-Bur'i, one of the greatest poets. He describes Muhammad ﷺ by saying, Ya Ahmad, Ya Muhammad. Yani you have been so glorified by your glorification that you are glorified. Because the word Muhammad itself, and we say it, but we don't remember that Muhammad comes from Ham and comes from Hamdillah. That he has been so glorifying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he became glorified by his glorification of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why he describes it by saying, Ya Ahmad, Ya Muhammad. And it also comes from Hamd, just to remind us of that. And that is why it's very important. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ describes even the Hamd. And let's make it a habit even after the Salah. The reason I'm taking longer in the answer is if some people have questions, but I don't want to take more than, I think it's like 4 minutes to 9, so that we don't want to keep people late and next week nobody shows up. And actually he makes a point that I did not get to, and I'm very glad that he mentioned it. That in Arabic we say Alhamdulillah wa shukri lillah. And he made a very good point. A lot of the words in Arabic, you cannot translate them into English. They are so powerful in Arabic that the English word is not enough to translate it. Like taqwa. Taqwa, if you translate it, we're going to talk about that in the future, you're going to say fear of Allah. But it doesn't mean fear of Allah. It also has taqullah alladhi tasa'aluna bihi wal arham. It means arham, Allah wants you to have taqwa. To fear your families? No. He wants you to love. So it has, some words have a lot of deeper meaning. And he mentioned 2 words. He said shukr and hamd. And actually just one simple distinction between the two is shukr is closer to thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because when someone does you something, you thank them for it. But the only one that you can thank that does something that you don't know of is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is hamd. When someone, right now you go to someone and get someone, that person gives you $100, you say, give me $100. He gives you $100, you say what? Thank you. In Arabic you say what? Shukran. Shukr. That is thanking. But then the only one that gives you, before you ask, while you ask, after you ask, gives you more than what you ask, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is the only one that you can give hamd to. So one distinction is hamd, shukr can go to Allah and can go to people, even though it's on very different levels. But hamd is such a powerful word, and I'm very glad the brother made that distinction. Yeah, we can't get into the details of it, but just to give you like a little flavor, a little taste, is that hamd is different. That's why you can say to someone shukr, but you can't say to someone ahmiduk. No, hamd is only to Allah. Why? Because you're thanking Him before you thank Him, He is giving you. While you're asking Him, He gives you. After He gives you, He continues to give you, and He gives you stuff that you don't even know. There's so many things, so many blessings that we have, that we don't even what? Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. Then he said a very interesting story, and I hope I don't mistranslate it. If I do, please stop me. A person asked one of the people about how he left people in Baghdad when he was traveling. And this is a very long historical time, because a lot of the Islamic history and the scholars used to live in Baghdad. So he asked him, how did you leave the people there? You know, the worshipping faithful people. And he said, I left them when times of hardship happens, that they are very patient before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when times of good things are happening and blessings and so on, they're very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the man got very angry at him, and he said what? He said, the true person, the true believer, is someone when it's times for hardship, he praises and rejoices and thanks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when it's time of ease and blessings and whatever, he's so scared of the punishment of Allah that he what? Is patient. Look at the way he's thinking about it, how different it is.
Just you missed one part.
Yes.
You can describe, you say this what your attitude is, attitude of our animals in such way.
هذه حالاتنا مقولة.
Yeah, the man was very upset. He said as if you're like one of the animals or something, you know. Yeah, he was very angry. He was very upset. But subhanAllah, look at the beautiful words. If you reflect on those words, that what? Because what? Because when you have a lot, it's very easy to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're strong and you're powerful and you have money and whatever, it's so easy to deviate. That's when you truly need what? Patience and control and be afraid and you have a lot of discipline and taqwa. But when things are hard, that is when you need to be truly grateful. That shows a very different attitude than what we're used to. And then the final point the brother made was about Why are we grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And actually, last week with the brothers that are here, we had a very nice discussion. And I remember I asked the brothers, we got sidetracked as we were talking about the different scriptures and so on. And we got sidetracked and we talked about the evangelists on TV, right? And then I asked them, what do you think of some of the tele-evangelists? You know those people that are on TV, praise the Lord, Jesus, hallelujah, whatever. And back there they have all those fancy cars and multi-million-dollar homes and whatever. And so we were talking about them. And he said the problem with them, and it's very interesting that I think he said exactly what I'm trying to say now. And he might have answered that question very interestingly. In that he said the problem with those people is they glorify us and our life. That, you know, that the reason we worship God is so that we live a full life and a good life and this and that. But they don't talk about the greatness of God. The focus is different. The focus on what? On us. But we need to glorify the center. Maybe I'm misquoting, but I hope I'm in the right direction. That the center should be on God. And to clarify this, in Sudan, we have a very interesting saying. When someone is afraid, a lot of our mothers and grandmothers, they say this. When you're afraid of something, or you're facing a hardship or whatever, your mother or your grandmother says what? خُطَّ الرَّحْمَنِ فِي قَلْبَكَ. خُطَّ الرَّحْمَنِ. I don't know if the non-Sudanese can translate this. خُطَّ الرَّحْمَنِ فِي قَلْبَكَ.
Put Allah in your heart.
Exactly, I think the brother got it. Which means, put Allah in your heart. Fill your heart with the glorification of Allah, your Lord.
The merciful, yeah.
With Allah being here, the merciful, describing the mercifulness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why do you do that? When you say God is great, when you stand in the salah, we say Allahu Akbar. Trust me, every single time you say Allahu Akbar, you do not add to the kingdom of Allah. You do not glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. God does not change and becomes greater because you say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is greater. And that is why in the hadith the Prophet ﷺ says, لَوْ أَنَّ أَوَّلَكُمْ وَآخِرَكُمْ وَإِنسَكُمْ وَجِنَّكُمْ وَقَفُوا عَلَى صَعِيدٍ وَاحِدٍ. If all of you, mankind and jinn, and from the beginning to the end, all of you stand and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He gives each and every single one of you whatever you want, that will not increase a single thing or decrease a single thing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when we say Allahu Akbar, God is great, what do? We put things in focus. And we remember nothing in front of us should fear us. We shouldn't fear anything in front of us. When we're afraid of a sickness or a disease or whatever, when we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is needy of us being grateful, but it's because when we're grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we remind ourselves of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in us. We refocus. We know that this is a blessing from Allah. Yeah, to give an example. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Richest man in the world nowadays is Warren Buffett. Suppose that he is my best friend. He comes up to me and says, Bashir, you know what? If you ever need money, just call me and I'll give you whatever money you want. The guy is worth about $64 billion. My biggest financial problem will be $100 there, $500 there, whatever. He says, whatever you want, just call me and I'll give it to you. So imagine I face a hardship or a difficulty, or I have a bill that I need to pay or a ticket I need to pay. What do I say? Oh, Warren Buffett. Someone comes up and says, I want money from you. I say, don't worry about it. My friend is who? Warren Buffett. When I say Warren Buffett, I'm not making Warren Buffett any richer, but I'm saying what? I'm reminding myself that, man, I got my connection. In Arabic, I got the hookup. In Arabic we say, vitamin wow, yani wasta. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. We're not supposed to give examples by Allah, but just to clarify it. When I face hardships, what do I say? Allahu Akbar. I say what? Alhamdulillah. I'm not adding to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anything, but I'm adding to myself, saying, no. I have something greater than all of this, and that is my connection to what? To my Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't think I can fully get to what the brother said, but I think maybe I'm sending it, at least I hope we're opening the direction that when we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not something that God is expecting us to be thankful to Him and praising Him, but it's something that puts things in perspective. It's something that what? Elevates us. That with Allah, I'm everything. Without Allah, I'm nothing. In tansurullaha yansurkum. When Allah gives you victory, when He gives you support, you guys are doing bad, man. Come on, help me. You're my references here, guys.
I got some other ones for you. But
okay, there's the other one of